Hi Capricorns, and welcome to your May 2021 General Tarot Forecast. This is Sky here to bring you a quiet and hopefully resonant late night tarot reading. It is a beautiful oncoming month of May that we are moving into, and I think that it is going to be bringing you much more ease, much more tranquility, and much more laughter as well. Okay, I think that this month is going to serve a crucial role in showing you how your life has assembled itself. Basically, there's going to be a very holistic, comprehensive view that you get this month. Okay, as you are really honing in on your basically your boss mode as a Capricorn, to put it funnily. I sense you really rising to the plate. I sense you really getting behind the wheel. And I sense that your leadership capability and your ability to make choices now is much stronger. Okay? So for those of you who are new to my channel, I tend to do intuitive messages, and then I look at the week-to-week view in the tarot, and then I also do an extended reading on Patreon. So intuitively for Capricorn in May of 2021, April would have shown you a vital glimpse of your habits. Okay, so habitual structure of your life changes in May, and you find that you have more of a chance for healing, and you find that you have more of a chance to assert yourself within that healing process. You're no longer having to rely on passivity. You're no longer having to rely on, other people to show you your own way to be active, trying to learn so much from other people, trying to watch how other people are successful, trying to watch how other people assume that emperor role. You've got the Emperor, the Chariot, and the Judgment card and Wheel of Fortune coming up as major arcana cards this month, and that is going to really change the tone of your life. Okay, so perhaps a poignant change in life tone for Capricorn to the point that you can heal much more quickly. I'm sensing that a lot of you took on too much, a lot of you signed up for too much, a lot of you had too much on your plate, and May of 2021 is going to wash a lot of that away, and you're going to be left with maybe the bare minimum or the smallest increment of what you previously knew as a status quo. A big change in status quo for Capricorn this month. And there's a need for you to see how you might use working or, signing up for things or helping other people as a coping mechanism to cope from a heartbreak or from a Three of Swords type of situation. So that's going to empower you this month to see what you really want to take on and what is being taken on for coping's sake. That to me looks like probably the main, sort of esoteric theme coming up for you this month. Like, what am I taking on to cope, and what am I taking on because it's really aligning with my purpose? My vision keeps getting drawn to Ten of Wands. Having to work so hard, having to push so hard. Procrastination definitely coming up to be healed, hopefully, and to be something that you don't struggle with anymore. Any type of tendency toward procrastination or any type of mindset that, makes procrastination okay is going to really come up this month, or it might have come up in April as well, as it seems like you're kind of as a result of being worn out in April, are having a major rejuvenation process in May and really finding your power again and really getting back behind the driver's wheel and really waking up to a lot of hard-hitting truth about, this current status of your life. King of Swords is also coming up too, so it's saying that you need to really work on your mental communication process. So how are you communicating to yourself? Is there positive self-talk, or is there a lot of harsh self-talk? Would you put someone else through what you're putting yourself through? Like, if you can imagine yourself being like the owner of a business with like employees, would you have an employee do what you're making yourself do? Would that be like ethical to make someone else do what you're making yourself do? I think that all Capricorns need to ask themselves that, because I find that maybe a lot of you are putting yourselves through gambits that you would never have the right to like even like put someone else through. So we got to start asking ourselves, why am I putting myself through something I would never even dream of putting another person through? Why am I putting myself through an amount of work or an amount of emotional chaos that I would feel really sad to see someone else go through? And it's kind of like a big aha moment when you see things like that. Like, wow, I really have been forcing myself to adhere to a certain level of output or adhere to something that's not realistic. Okay, so human expectations. Capricorn can be that way. Capricorn can be like, I'll just get everything that I have to do to make ends meet done no matter what, come rain, come shine. It's very Teflon, right? Teflon Capricorn. That might be what I call your reading. To me, you are Teflon right now, and you can pretty much do anything that you put your mind to. But you could do it a lot easier. Okay. And that's going to be really visible coming into May. Like, you're going to be like, wow, yeah, I see how in April, like all that struggle or all that last minute scrambling to get all that stuff done never had to happen. Like, I never had to put myself through that. Like, I could have, just by simple planning or by slower, more methodical movements, I could have done that much better. This year of 2021 is really about the methodical. Okay, it's really about the slow efforts that create something big over time. Those of us who are maybe very Sagittarian, very Aries people, fiery, who like to go in bursts of energy, very much more difficult this year. Okay, it's much easier to put one foot in front of the other and move slowly forward instead of sprinting. All right. So what's a sprint for you right now in your life, Capricorn? Try to think about your pace. Try to think about your speed. Try to think about what is a reasonable pace for you. Okay, let's talk about the week to week for you guys. So week 1 of May, you've got 3 of Swords rooted down by Wheel of Fortune. So your heart will shift in tone. What do I mean? Like, the way that your heart is feeling, the way that your heart chakra is operating, how you truly feel emotionally is going to change in the first week of May. And probably in a very positive way. Like, some of you might even be heartbroken to see, like, whoa, for years and years and years, I put myself through an amount of work that nobody could put someone else through. You know, like, I have really not been kind to myself. And that in a way is self-loving. And you're like basking maybe in the realization, like, wow, I'm never going to do that again. I'm never going to treat myself so indignantly again. And you can kind of, if you're not careful, get stuck in like this feeling that you're not happy with how things were in the past, or you're not happy with how you treated yourself in the past, but you've got to really move on. Like, you can spend a little bit of time there in the first week, but it's really important to not to get stuck there. Another thing about the first week is the heart moving on, or the heart not hurting anymore. Okay, so you've moved on, essentially. You've healed from something, and it's really important for you not to keep it going for the sake of pain. You know, like, we can sometimes get addicted to coping. We can get addicted to grief and bereavement. And like, many years after we've been meant to move on, we can still be, by habit, indulging those memories or those regrets. No regrets, Capricorn. Week 1 of May is like no regrets. Okay, week 2, you've got the 10 of Wands rooted down by King of Swords. You realize where you've taken on too much. You realize so much about yourself in the second week. You realize that you never had to take on so much. And with that comes this great ability to optimize, and this great ability to prioritize what to take on in the future, and how to do less and make more, or how to have more through doing less in your life. Minimalism coming up. Something to do with planning and communication. Okay. Week 3, you've got the Chariot rooted down by the Emperor. Double major arcana, 3rd week Gemini season coming in. This year's Gemini season is going to be very nice. Okay, very nice, lighthearted, healing, easy Gemini season. Almost as to make up for the heavy, pressurized year of 2020 and month of April 2021. As I found that April of 2021 was a very heavy, chaotic month for a lot of people. Third week of May really gets you in a place where you're not afraid to move. You're not afraid to see new territory. You're not afraid to sit in your power. You're not afraid to steer either. Okay. There's a sense of steering in the third week. There's a sense of having control over direction. And with that control, Capricorn, yeah, you got to drive good. Like when you're in a car and you're driving, 90 miles an hour, how you're steering that vehicle has a certain requirement about it as to not have any type of accident, So know that you are maybe moving at high speeds now, and maybe carrying less, you can be a lot more aerodynamic in a way, energetically. And that's just more and more energetic empowerment for you with the Emperor coming up too. It's like you would be really good at maybe owning a business or delegating, through really, okay, this is good stuff, Capricorn. The entrepreneurial Capricorns out there will love this. Through treating yourself ethically and through treating yourself with dignity, you learn a lot more about how to be like an effective executive or how to be an effective leader, okay? By not betraying yourself, by not treating yourself like a bad employer, okay? Or not by treating yourself unethically. You'd be really surprised about how people do this. I've seen this a lot lately. I don't know whether this is something about Year of the Ox or 2021 year cycle that's really led me to see how differently people will treat themselves than they treat others. And that makes sense, of course, because there's less judgment with the self than there is with other people. Though I think that it's maybe a destructive societal component where you have people who are treating themselves a lot worse than they treat others. I suppose obviously it would not be preferable to have it the other way around, but it needs to be good on both sides. There needs to be positive self-treatment and positive treatment of other people. And that's what's empowering a Capricorn this month, is to treat themselves as well as they treat another. And likewise to treat others as well as they treat themselves, to have positive on both sides, to have health on both sides of that equation. And that's what that third week energy to me is like. Very powerful Chariot Emperor energy together, to sort of be a master of dignity, to sort of be a master of ethics as well. There's something about ethics. And then also sort of a master of movement, steering. And yeah, having a lot of control. There's a lot of control there, which can make people drunk as well. Try to not get drunk on control. Try to not do it for control's sake. Try to do it for health's sake. Try to do it for progress sake. Try to do it because there's purpose attached to it, not because it's about like having position or status. There's an odd status component to this reading, I will say too, to the point that it seems like you might be overworking yourself for the wrong reasons. Are you doing the work that you're doing for stability, or is it for like image? I would definitely look at the integrity, not the integrity, but the motive, okay? The motive of what you're doing in your life for. Like, what does this get you toward? What is the momentum? And what motive plays a big role in how momentum carries out. Okay, motives don't necessarily establish momentum, but how we ride that momentum, how we move through it, can be very based on motive. Okay, week 4, you have 2 of Pentacles reversed, rooted down by judgment. You're not indecisive anymore. It looks like Capricorns are ready to make a decision. It looks like Capricorns have woken up and like smelled the coffee. It looks like Capricorns are not like delusional in any way, or have found a lot of clarity this month. So that's really good to see for you guys. I was kind of getting worried about a lot of Capricorns actually, because I found that many Capricorns, at least that I knew in my own life, were struggling with indecision and lack of clarity. And I think that that's going to be a thing of the past this month, honestly. And, even though you might not know exactly what to do in every situation by the end of this month, you at least have a clear idea of what you're involved in. And that's a great place to start. Okay. It's a really good place to start. And that's usually the root of lack of clarity, is not really having a good understanding of what you're doing in the present moment, not really knowing what it means to be in the career that you're in, not really knowing the true colors of the people around you. Like, all that stuff leads to, goals and motives that aren't clear as well. Very Neptunian. The fourth week of May will also be a rejuvenation of energy. I positively feel that the third week of May leads you to create new positive structures in your life. It seems like a lot of you might use that powerful energy to like pay off a debt or to overcome some type of existential crisis, step back into your power, learn who you are. And with that type of like clarity, it really changes the entire board. Okay. It really affects the entirety of your foundation right now. So it's like shaking things to the core. It's like a core change, a core shift. Big word for you this month. And things do get flighty in Gemini season. Like things are flighty, but almost in your favor. Flighty in your favor. Flighty in Capricorn's favor. Okay. So then how does that look like in the moment? Like you can see that other people are like maybe scrambling, or, you know, other people that you have problems with, like it's just not really manifesting into anything now because they're scattered, or because even you're scattered. Like things just kind of, you know, disappear, or things that used to be problems just aren't anymore. And it's all kind of chaotic, but it does really get you minimalized enough to rejuvenate, to recover, to repair your body too. So think about your diet, think about the health of your body right now too, and also like what it means in regard to health of the body when someone has to be steering something really vital, or when somebody has to be very coordinated, very optimized, and very capable to stand in their power in this way. What type of body health might be required to fill that? And are you ready to really commit to that? Okay. Anyway, Capricorn, very interesting stuff coming up for you. Let's talk more about that in the extended reading. Let's look more into, you know, how you're building your commitments, how you're looking when it comes to, you know, maybe manifesting a better career, or manifesting more, you know, happiness in your life as well. Not just career, but happiness. We'll look all into that, and we'll get a central theme, supporting themes, and talk more. If you guys haven't checked out the Patreon page, you can get the extended readings and weekly forecasts over there. It's a great value. You can check it linked below and in the center of this screen. As always, your likes, comments, and subscribes here on YouTube make my day. Let's do the extended now, Capricorns. Much love. Bye.